Hello and welcome to the Backpack.tf podcast. My name is Charity and I'm here with Retro4214.
Hello.
And we have two very special guests this week. Actually, Angelmander and Toby are going to be with us.
Hi.
Alright, this episode, we bring you Scream Fortress 2015, Manpower, and the Arkham Knight contest. It's safe to say we know a bit about the update already, so we'll do a little breakdown of what's been added. 4 new Halloween maps: Gorge Event, Sinshine, Moonshine, and Hellstone. So which one of these maps do you think is the most creative out of the 4, and why?
I like Sinshine. I like the name. I think it's very clever.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to agree there. I think it's really nice. If you've played on Sunshine, which is a competitive map, I think it's really nice how they've changed it over to Sinshine and brought it into TF2.
Oh, so it's like a reskin of the map?
Yeah, it's a reskin.
Yeah, I have to
That's
agree
pretty
with
It is a very gorgeous map.
Which of the maps do we think is the best, like, design-wise?
Personally, from play-wise, I think design-wise would be Gorge, because I've always liked Gorge. It's always been a good map, and I think the reskin is really it's another very pretty map. So I think that one's probably my new favorite of the reskin.
I guess for reskins, I like Sunshine. Gorge just like it appeals to like the simplicity of like the original maps, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with you there. But I'm a very simple man, so.
Okay, so let's move on, shall we?
Alright.
Absolutely.
So with these 4 maps, we were given also the gargoyle cases, including 19 community-made cosmetics from the workshop. Also 2 community-made taunts, being the Maggot Requiem and the Zooming Broom. And along with that, we're also given Miraz missions like contract, except this time it's going to be free. Instead of having to pay for the contract, you'll obtain the gargoyle upon joining the game, although originally people were wondering if free-to-plays will get it, and that's not the case. Only pay-to-plays will receive it, so free-to-plays could not receive a case and sell it to become premium. And this will also give you access to the classic Halloween items using the transmute, being able to basically trade up 3 Halloween items, or any items actually, into a brand new one, although you might want to be careful with what you trade up because the items that you receive will be untradeable, and you get a bonus item for every 10 you trade up. So if you're looking to make some or free up some space in your backpack and get some new Halloween items, you can definitely use that feature. Now, a main problem of last year and the year before was that the fact that Valve didn't like people camping the maps for Halloween gifts only to sell them for profit, such as the different spells. So was removing the random gifts a good idea? Let me know what you guys think.
Personally, I think it was a smart move. I think it was a fairly good idea. Because there was a lot of camping and a lot of people weren't really like playing the game like it should have been played. But I also feel like it would have been a little bit better in my opinion, because I did have a lot of fun when I played, and one would spawn in front of me and I'd get my chance at a random item, and I did have fun. So it was a lot of fun while it lasted, but I do feel like it was overall a smart move on Valve's part.
Knowing myself, I wouldn't play the game if there were no free items, and the only reason I was playing was free items. And I mean, being in the server trying to find free items might make me want to play, so I think it would encourage more people to play, although, I don't know, I would have left them in.
Well, personally, I had fun camping for the presents, but either way, I still played the game normally. But it was a nice bonus getting like a spell that was worth like 8 keys or something.
Yeah, which does also bring up the fact that part of TF2's player base is drawn in during these specific holiday updates because of the chance at free items. So it was, although it is having the game being played more seriously, it's also losing the potential market for players looking for little freebies here and there.
So, regarding the gargoyle, you have until November 11th to snag a gargoyle and to rank it up to bronze, silver, and gold, and to just rack up those souls whichever way you may prefer, which is MVM or actually grinding in-game. So, Valve also released, well, actually not Valve this time, but this was a community-made update, so there were 7 new effects, which was probably the most exciting part for myself, being an avid Unusual trader. So which one do you guys think are your favorite, and are they better than last year's? Yeah, it's pretty far out there.
It is, and I do agree that it's very different. But I mean, not everyone has the money or the trading ability to really be able to get 2 effects put together, or maybe 3. So if they're just looking to have one effect that's really wild and out there that they want to have on their favorite class, I think it's a great effect, just because it's so weird and strange. That it's something that the community rarely ever sees like this. It's not your typical effect. It really blows it out of proportion. So I'm really excited to see what they add, what then the next effects they'll add, because this is something very new.
And to build on that point, it's really sad that these effects are confined to the hats and the crates, because you can't have this hat on any other, like you can't have it on the killer exclusive. So the people who want it on their favorite hat can't have it. So it's confined, which is
Yeah.
Very
It's just
true.
like the invasion. Those effects were limited to the evasion hats, which I'm not really happy about, since a lot of those effects were really nice, like Nebula.
Nebula was beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that
beautiful, and it would
particular.
have been amazing to have it on some other hat, like an all-class hat, like you said, like the KE. So, I mean, it's kind of a hit and miss this year with those effects, but either way, they're solid.
Nebula Capper would have been an absolute
Oof.
absolute
Nebula
gold
Capper.
line. Oh, I would have loved one. Not the gun, the Capos Capper.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, that would have. Oh, if only.
I guess we'll move on to the general
Sure.
updates of this update. So, we all know the Headless Horseman. Apparently, it's been nerfed to prevent the OP one-hit kills on most classes. Now, they have also added a new backpack sorting option, which is called Sort by Date, which puts new altered items to the front. Also, they updated a bunch of cosmetics such as the Spooky Sleeves, Cuban Bristle Crisis, Bearded Bombardier, Killer's Kit, Cold Killer, Physician's Procedure Mask, War Pig, Respectless Rubber Glove, Insulated Inventor, and many more with the latest changes from the authors. Now, we all know Manpower, which is now officially out of beta. Just a quick reminder, the Manpower is basically capture the flag, but with grapple hooks and power-ups. Valve added 3 new power-ups, which is called King, Plague, and Supernova. So for King, which increases health and health regen, plus fire rate and reloading speed. And then Plague, it gives a bigger health kit pickup radius, and when you touch enemies, you make them and nearby teammates bleed to death in 10 seconds. This denies the effects of King. Now, Supernova stuns nearby enemies, which makes them drop their power-ups and pushes them away. So basically, it's a next level CSGO flashbang. To accompany the changes is a dedicated Manpower map called Hellfire, obviously Halloween themed. So now, with that, what do you think of Valve's move by moving Manpower out of beta? Discuss.
Now, Manpower felt like it came out a long time ago in beta, and now them bringing it out now, I think it's going to be a bit. Let's see, it's definitely going to be interesting bringing it out with the Halloween update with the accompany of the Hellfire map. But I think it's nice that they're bringing it out of beta, since Manpower mode was a lot of fun when it first came out. There were a few OP power-ups that people would just camp, but the fact of using a grapple hook is just, it was so much fun, and I see it all the time on so many different servers, whether it's a trade server, it's an idle server, or just any server, they always have the grappling hook enabled, since it's such a fun tool to use. So I think it's a good move for Valve to move this out of beta, since I feel like it's been in there so long and we practically forgot about it.
I like how the grapple hook gives a new depth to the game, because you can, instead of just going front, forward, back, or left and right, you can actually just go up and over the buildings. It's a pretty interesting feature.
I definitely agree. I think the grapple hook really, like as you guys have hit on, it's a ton of fun to use. Whenever I'm goofing around on a trade server or just trying to get just trying to have a little bit of fun, or not really trying to kill anyone, I really like using the grapple hook just to mess around with people, like grapple onto people and fly around the map with them. So yeah, it is a lot of fun, the grapple hook in particular. But I do believe that Manpower being moved out of beta is it's a very very cool move of them. And also, to push it back even further, I also really think it's interesting that Valve's been updating these cosmetics. I know it's a little bit of an odd shot from what we were talking about earlier, but to hit on what we were hitting on earlier was that they've been updating these textures very slightly, like the Killer's Kit, as we said, Cold Killer, Physician's Procedure Mask. So what all have they been changing exactly?
I think I remember something about what was that one hat? It's a medic hat, I think. The Grim hat. It changed from like plasticky looking to cloth. I saw something about that. I don't really know. I guess they're trying to make them look better, updating them for better graphics. I really don't know why they would be updating them at all, but I guess it's pretty cool that they are.
But I did notice that they changed like the icons for some of them. So like you know, like the War Pig. So like instead of like the first style, they made it the second style with the mask, and they turned it to face the right. So the left. But it's an interesting thing.
It is very interesting. But I've been seeing these happen over the past few smaller updates, and I've always been wondering what's going on. I believe it started with, I think it was the Last Breath, is where it started.
Yeah, Last Breath they changed the way it looked.
It always been fascinating me.
Is that why they?
But it's nice to know that they still care about the cosmetics and are just, I guess, constantly updating them and just keeping them in check. It's nice to know that just don't forget about them.
I've seen them.
That's
like,
what they want you to think.
I've seen them like in the new updated section in the workshop. It says like the recently added stuff, and then I see like the old cosmetics there. Like, why is that there? So now I can assume that it's because they've been updated.
I guess so.
Finally, we have the Arkham Knight contest. Users can submit Batman-themed cosmetics to the Steam Workshop. Entries are open from October 28th to November 16th. The winning entries, of which there will be 3, will receive a list of games from the Warner Brothers that can be found below this video.
Now we have the details out of the way, it's time for our podcast question. So, what are our thoughts about this year's Steam Fortress?
Frankly, I think that this update was good. I think it was fun. You know, I've enjoyed myself. I've been playing the past couple days. I think it could have been better. I think there have been better Steam Fortresses. I feel like Valve's got bigger things coming, and I don't think they've said that themselves. They have bigger things planned. So I'm not going to put this on them this time. I think they did a good job of at least putting something out to keep us busy while they worked on maybe the heavily hinted at competitive update and maybe some bigger things for Christmas. So I think that for what this is, I think they did a good job.
Genuinely, I'm disappointed about the fact that the unusual updates are confined to the hats and the crates. I mean, they could have... I don't know why they did it. They could have just left them open for all hats, and it would have been so much better. Just like with the Spellbound and other effects from Halloween 2013, it was nice having them on every hat, and seeing them become high tiers, and I mean, Spellbound is such a high-tier effect. I picked that one because it's actually my favorite effect, or one of them. I like the Ethers, though. Sadly, they'll never see them on my favorite hats, but what can I do?
Well, I mean, we also have to keep in mind that this is a community-made update. Most of it is just from the community, other than the Manpower mode, which wasn't really a big part of the update, since most of the maps are created by the community, cosmetics, and the unusual effects. But either way, I think it's definitely solid. My favorite part about this update was the fact that they made the gargoyle free. I never saw that coming. Never in a blue moon would I think Valve would and create the pass free to all paid for plays. I think it's an absolutely amazing feature. But other than that, it's definitely a solid update.
Yeah, it's been very solid. The effects were decent, the maps were decent. Community is overall happy for the community, not about that, but it's been a good update.
Yeah, and I think honestly the community did a great job. There's a lot of great new cosmetics. I really enjoy the new Scout shirt. That's one of my favorites of the update. There's a lot of nice items. The unusual effects look great. Unfortunately, they're limited, but I think that the maps look good as well. So this for a community-based update, the community did a great job.
All right, and thanks for listening to the Backpack.tf podcast. Charity, you take over since you've hijacked it from me.
Indeed I have. Thanks a bunch, guys, for listening. It's been a lot of fun. We've talked about the Scream Fortress update in this episode. We've shared our opinions, and I think that this is a good place to wrap things up. So thank you guys for listening.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell.
Hey guys, just wanted to apologize for the sound quality, especially at my end. I'll be sure to fix that by next episode. Since you're still here, click that subscribe button to see future episodes as soon as they're available, or simply hit that like button.